Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 5 of the When in Doubt podcast. We are absolutely hyped today because we have literally every single one of the boys. We got the full cast of the podcast today, all 6 of us. We only got 5 in person. Noah's on the call, but it's going to be sick today. We got Hayden.
I'm Matthew.
I'm Liam.
I'm Jack.
Gavin.
And Noah calling in from Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
He's a new place every week, but we're absolutely hyped to get it on this week. We're going to be talking about our Spotify Wrapped since it is is now the new year, and we're going to be doing like a little 30-second game, which maybe if you've watched episode 2 you've already seen before, but we've got new
We
topics.
called it the 1 minute game.
Yeah, but now we changed it because it needs to be shorter for this podcast. So enjoy. Welcome back to the episode. Today, first topic we got to hit on is our Spotify Wrapped, / music Wrapped for all of our different platform users. Because we got Matthew over here who uses SoundCloud, and we got Gavin. What do you use?
Amazon Music.
We got Apple over here.
I use Apple Music.
And then we got Spotify here.
Of course.
And Noah, what do you use?
I use Spotify, but I just think it's crazy that you use SoundCloud.
It's free.
I mean, that's
That's
valid.
a valid point.
If it's free,
I'll get like the student discount or whatever when
Yeah.
you go to college, and then I'll get Spotify.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we got to start off on a high note.
Yep.
One thing we got to say first is like Liam is a psycho music listener. Like, dude listens to so much music, and we'll get into that and you'll see. But like, dude is a music addict. So
Yeah. Well, I'll just start by saying I listen to music all the time. It's constantly at work. When I go to sleep, it's just kind of 24/7. So that's kind of explaining the minutes. For minutes, I have 134,000 minutes, which is in the top 0.5% of listeners worldwide.
that's insane, dude.
Which I can't tell if I'm embarrassed or proud of that stat. I think I'm more proud.
Yeah, I would.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So-
Top 0.5%.
Yeah.
That's insane, bro.
So we'll get into my top artists. At number 5, we have Tyler, the Creator.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That's valid.
Number 4, we have Radiohead, my favorite band of all time.
Okay.
Number 3, we have Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
Valid. Number 2, we have JPEG Mafia. Kind of an oddball,
I was gonna say that's
experimental
kind of random.
hip hop music, but love that. And then number 1, we have Kanye West.
That was good. And we're canceled.
Yeah, this was a odd year to listen to Kanye, but I was in the top 0.01% of his listeners with 22,000 minutes listened to Kanye alone.
You
Which-
literally listened to more Kanye this year than I've listened to music, period.
That is ridiculous. And more than you, period, right?
And more than me, period.
And more than him the whole year. And
ridiculous.
my top genre was rap, which makes sense. And yeah, that's my Spotify Wrapped.
That's that was very good. That's really impressive, Liam. Honestly, I don't know how that's humanly possible. Didn't you like say
the top 0.5%?
that is ridiculous? Did you say it's something like you listen to literally like on average how many hours of music every day for the entire year?
I
Like,
think so. 134,000 minutes was like 90 something days nonstop
That is
of just music.
that is insane.
But I also listen to a lot of podcasts, so I think that tied into
Does
it
that
as
does
well.
that tie into Spotify
It does.
Wrapped? Okay, that's because I listen to my podcast mostly on either YouTube or Spotify,
Yeah.
but then I listen to music on Apple Music.
Yeah.
So that might throw my minutes off a little, but
You just listen to your own podcast all the time?
I listen to the When in Doubt podcast.
Of course, the best choice.
Yes, the best choice.
So half of 365 days is 182. And if 90 days of that, so like let's say
That's
you
like-
sleep for, wait, am I screwing this up?
dude might be bugging.
I mean, we don't sleep for 12 hours.
Here, just
Yeah. So say you sleep for 12 hours, so then that cuts like your time awake
But he
to
doesn't-
182 days.
Okay.
And
that's
then
that.
so half of that, half
So
of your
like
day
6
is
hours?
music then.
So he basically
Pretty much,
listened
yeah.
to literally
6 hours a day?
6 hours a day on average.
Wow.
about.
That
I
has
think
to
that
be a
that
little
checks
more.
out.
I think
that
it has
checks
to be
out.
a little more than that.
That's ridiculous. That's insane. So Matthew, what's your Spotify Wrapped looking like? Well,
My
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud playback.
SoundCloud Playback.
So
play it back.
my top artist is the Kid Laroi. I
Okay.
love the Kid Laroi by far. And then I have Jack Harlow, J. Cole, Drake, and Morgan Wallen.
Okay, wait, pause. We didn't even hear what were your most listened to songs.
Oh, most listened to songs.
No, I wasn't talking to you. Wait, I was talking to Leo. We haven't heard it yet.
I was getting
No,
to it.
we can move on. We can
Okay.
move on.
Are you embarrassed about that?
No, I'm not.
Is Ice Spice? Is it?
Ice Spice?
We don't,
Ice
we don't
Spice?
want to talk about that.
All right.
My most listened to song is "Love Again" by the Kid Laroi.
Okay. That's a good song. That's on one
I
of my
like that one.
playlists.
Yeah. And then "Face of My City" by Jack Harlow.
Okay.
"My Life" by J. Cole. "They Don't Love It" by Jack Harlow, and "I Don't Know" by the Kid Laroi. So,
Okay.
Okay.
That list.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if you can't tell, this is where the
Oh,
Spotify
and then I have 80,000 hours.
80,000 hours. He
Wow.
listened to so much music that it wasn't physically possible. 80,000 minutes.
Unfortunately, SoundCloud playback doesn't give you the hours, but
Okay. So you have no clue actually. You're just capping just like you did in the last episode with the Marvel.
yeah, I did not watch a single one of those
Oh, that was
movies.
crazy.
Yeah, that was insane. So obviously, there's kind of a little cutoff here because this is where it just goes country. Because I'm not gonna cap. 90% of the music I listen to is country now, and it wasn't like that before. I used to not listen to
It's
country.
redneck.
I used to not listen to country at all, actually. But then, like recently, within these last 2 years, I started listening to all country. So like
That's moving.
my. You want to shut up? So my top artists were all like country artists mostly. I think my most listened to was Morgan Wallen easily. Liam's over here hating.
You
Second,
don't like Morgan Wallen?
I hate him.
Why don't you like Morgan Wallen?
We can get into it, but right now, just
okay. I think number one is Morgan Wallen. Number two is Thomas Rhett for sure. I've seen Thomas Rhett in concert like 3 times.
We saw them together, right?
No, we did not.
Who's
we saw Tyler Hubbard.
Tyler Hubbard.
Who is also in my top
The Florida
Spotify.
Georgia line guy?
Yeah, the guy from
Oh,
Florida
yeah,
Georgia
yeah,
line.
yeah.
We saw Tyler Hubbard together at Summerfest this year. He was, I think, 4th or 5th. I can't remember, 4th or 5th. But I know it was Morgan Wallen, Thomas Rhett, them, and then I don't even remember. It was another. I think it was Russell Dickerson, another country. Dude, I can't.
I mean, he's got that country.
I can't remember my 4th or 5th was. This podcast is gonna be a wreck because of how many people we have here. But I think that was it. I
Starting
can't.
a whole new hate comment section.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah. By the way, quickly before we keep going, one of our Instagram reels has blown up. It's got like how many views right now? It's probably around.
a couple of minutes
Almost
ago.
48,000.
It's around 68,000 views on Instagram, which is just ridiculous.
Let's see how much it got up to now.
Which is ridiculous.
Which is now it's at 70K.
Yeah, so
Wow.
70 it has 70,000 views right now. So obviously, thank you. But at the same time, quite literally every comment, I would say, how many comments are there? Can you check?
704.
So I would say out of about the 700 comments, I'd say about 650 of them are hate comments. But
More than
more than that.
More than that, more than
Dude.
But you know what they say. Any publicity is good publicity. So if you just want to keep hating on us and give us 70,000 views per video, go for it. I quite literally do not care. Keep hating on us, and we'll take the views. Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Unfazed.
Unfit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my most listened to song was for sure Last Night, and I do have a minor story about that. Listen, okay, wait,
Last
listen.
night.
It's
You're
not,
like
not even like a
record
niece
song.
Morgan Wallen
No,
song.
okay,
It's
wait,
just his most
listen.
popular.
Yes, I know, but listen, I actually have a good story, and my brother can back me up. He's not here, but he can back me up.
What about You Proof?
That's a good song too. I think that might have been in my top 5 as well, or at least top 10. But listen though, I actually
That's
have a
like
good story.
Paige favorite song.
Bro.
That's so unrelated.
So
No, you guys don't get it.
Okay.
I'll explain it later.
okay, you can explain it later. Okay, listen. When I first listened to, became a pretty big Morgan Wallen fan right before he released his newest album, because my dad started listening to a lot of country music because one of the members in his band actually part-time moved to Nashville. So he started listening to a lot of country, so obviously I did it. So we were listening to Morgan Wallen and whatever, and I found out one of his new album was coming out, which is obviously now one of the biggest. It was one of the biggest albums of this year. And the minute it came out, that morning I was driving to school. It came out in the morning or whatever, and I was listening through the album for the first time. And the second song on the album was Last Night. And I listened to it for the first time through, and I looked at my brother and I was like, dude, this is going to be one of the biggest country songs ever of the year. And you can, no, I'm not capping.
This is like a LeBron
Legit.
James.
Wow.
No,
I was just thinking about that.
no, and I'm not, and I know people be like, no way, that's cap. I swear
That's
on
cap.
my mother. No, I swear
That's-
on my mother. I looked at my brother and I go, dude, this song is so good. This is gonna be one of the biggest country songs of the year. And I'm not even capping. You can ask Brady after this.
All right, we want to talk about music that's gonna blow up. Red Clay Strays. Anybody ever heard of that?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
I have not.
He's like the Elvis Presley of country. He's got a beautiful voice. Definitely go check out Red Clay Strays. I
This
just
is
started
actually
recently.
sponsored. I'm kidding.
No, but I actually.
Clay, come
And the guest of this episode.
I don't know how popular
He's
they are right now,
probably
but
just like a SoundCloud guy.
Yeah, is he a
no, it's country.
He's not
Country's
even big enough
country's
for
barely
Spotify
on
or something.
SoundCloud.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, Red Clay Strays. They got a lot of good country music.
Okay.
I would definitely go listen to it. My brother introduced me to it,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say, and now we have proof of me saying that it's gonna blow up.
All right.
Red Clay Strays is next up.
All
Tell
right.
you that.
Okay. Sounds good. And also, just for my minutes wise, I know that it was more than Matthew, but it was not as much as Liam, so it was somewhere in between there. So Noah, do you want to do yours now?
Well, mine is terrible because so I listen almost majority of the nights for the first half of the year. I listen to like the same 4 songs all night long. So
That's-
that's my entire rap.
Yeah, Jack's face, and he goes, ooh, that's rough.
It's okay.
Of my actual rap of people I actually listen to, the only top song in there that wasn't a song I listened to at night was Last Night by Morgan Wallen.
Okay.
And then my actual top artist would be AJR and Connor Price this year.
Oh, Connor Price.
Yeah.
Liam's out here hating, bro.
I'm out here
Really?
hating.
Connor Price releases.
I was gonna say those
every
are
week or
somewhat
two.
good. Those are somewhat good artists.
So my top genre was rap, and then I had just under 18,000 minutes listened. this year,
Okay. So Liam's got you beat just on Kanye,
Yeah.
yeah.
which is kind of ridiculous. But continue on, Gavin. You running it up?
Yeah, I don't know mine off the top of my head, because my phone's being used for our technology purposes.
You know, good old tech.
But I think my minutes were around like 60,000 something.
Okay.
I think around 63,000.
It's respectable.
Yeah.
Very solid.
My top artist. Okay, but I had a crazy music year. Just before I say this, crazy music year. I had Pitbull, One Republic, Coldplay. Shut up.
Pitbull.
Shut up.
Coldplay's
Bruno
good.
Mars
Coldplay's
and
good.
Luminaires.
Bruno Mars and Luminaires are good.
And
And
Coldplay.
Amazing, yeah.
And
Coldplay?
Coldplay's good
Yeah.
too. That's not bad.
I met this
Pitbull's
guy
a
at
bit
college.
random.
Pitbull's a little questionable.
So hear me out.
Pitbull's
though.
good. It's
You
just,
met
it's
this
so
guy
I met this
at
guy at
college.
college who always listened to Pitbull music, and we would like hang out together. And he always ask me to play Pitbull on my speaker.
Okay.
So he'd play it on my device, and then I started adding a couple of his songs that I found good to my playlist, and then I just kept listening to more and more.
Okay.
But not much anymore. That was like a phase.
Did go any
That
further?
is not true. You were just playing Pitbull in the car.
Oh, shut up! It was like one song.
Bro, snitching him out like that, it's crazy.
All right, moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
I don't know my Spotify Wrapped, so I'll pull up my notes here.
Jack. From
Obviously, I was with Liam too. My number 1 was Kanye West. My number 2 was Kendrick. Number 3, I was not proud of, was Drake. And
Why are you not proud of that?
Because I just don't like Drake. He's a funny
a
guy,
bit
but I
zesty.
don't like his music.
So you don't like Drake yet? He's number 3 on
You
your
don't like Drake's music, but
I
he
have
ends up-
a lot of his
He
music.
just
Okay, wait,
magically waltzes into the
Yeah.
number
Listen,
He
listen.
has a lot of features. He's got a lot of.
Listen.
Features, you like?
No, never mind.
Drake is kind of a guilty pleasure for me, where I don't like admitting that was
Why'd you say it
Why'd
like
you say it like that?
Very fair, yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I get
Like,
what he's saying.
I
get
have
what
a
he's
couple
saying.
of guilty pleasures when it comes to music. Drake, Ice Spice, and like a Doja Cat. Like I'll listen to those in secret.
Okay.
I'm letting you guys know right now.
Yeah.
Mine is
those,
Pitbull.
Gavin's is his number 1 artist.
That's not the guilty pleasure.
That's
It's
just on
the
your
dude.
top 5.
Oh, that was tough.
I'm
But no, the other ones aren't
even
bad.
joking. There is actually a really good song called Guilty Pleasures. I think it's by Bryce Vine, but it's like. It's a
Oh,
really
Bryce,
good
he was the
song.
guy who wrote the song. What was that one song? It was super big.
Oh, that one song, yeah.
La
Yeah,
la
that
la
one.
la 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 la.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's Baby No Money.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no,
no,
not.
I know
no,
what song
he-
you're talking about, but
you-
it's not called
Well,
that.
Baby,
It's called
no
something else.
more.
Bryce Vine did La La Land.
That's what it is. That's what it's called. It's called La La Land.
Yeah.
That's what it's
Bryce Vine
called.
also did Drew Barrymore.
Poor taste over here.
All right, what's your number 4?
Number 4 was Travis Scott, just because of the new Utopia
Of course.
album.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Re-listened to
That's
it
good.
so much. And
Looking
then number
at
5,
my
Isaiah Rashad, another
Okay.
smaller rapper.
Valid.
Yeah,
I like
one
that.
Valid on the number top 5. We had Land of the Snakes was number 1 by J. Cole,
Okay.
16 by Baby Keem, number 2,
Nice.
I Wonder by Kanye, number
Nice.
3, Millennium by Outkast, number 4, and then No More Parties in LA, number 5.
I'm gonna give you a
Kanye
dap for
West.
that because that was a
Thank
valid
you.
list.
Thank
Valid
you.
list.
That
And
means
as you
a
can
lot
tell,
coming from him. That
Liam
means
and
a lot
Jack
coming
probably
from
the
him.
best music taste out of all of us.
I would agree.
I think Liam's is far more superior than mine.
I have a personal bias. I think mine's the best.
Oh wow, really?
Oh, really? I mean, I think mine's the best too, but nobody else likes. If you like country, I mean, maybe, but it's totally. It's
If
just,
you like radio pop, then yeah.
yeah. Well, okay.
Radio, pop, and country. Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair,
Hayden's a big country guy now.
I was.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. Like last year was all like, no country
Ed
at all.
Sheeran, Louis Capaldi, and then bam.
Yeah, and then
That's kind of fast.
this.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, it was bad, and then it just went country. So I don't know if that like made it better or worse. I mean, at least it's, I don't know.
I'm just looking at Liam
Okay,
to see what
so
he
I
thinks.
would like to.
Yeah, here we go.
I like to explain my. So I like country.
Okay.
There's some country artists I really like. Zach Bryan.
Zach Bryan.
He's a solid artist. I like him a lot.
I think something the
I
orange was in my
can't, I
top.
can't stand Zach. He's terrible.
Oh,
Wow.
But you like
AJR? Bro, do not!
Get out of here.
Yeah, he just hung up
Matt-
for a good reason.
Matthew
Yeah.
just
Oh my
hung up
gosh,
on Noah's
he's
calls,
gone.
so now I have to
We'll
re-get.
call him back.
You're gonna talk, bro. How can
We're
you
gonna
say?
call
How can
him
you
back
say
after
Zach
that?
Bryan's?
We're gonna
That was our
call him back.
timestamp.
Yeah.
Is he still talking?
Noah said that's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Maybe you should show up.
You
All right.
solve all your problems.
I was gonna mute him in real life.
That's crazy.
I'll just talk about Morgan Wallen for just a second here.
Okay.
So the reason I'm not a huge fan of his music is like I have a big hatred when it comes to what I like to call hip hop. Is when you mix like a trap beat with country, and you put the two together, and I don't like it. They don't belong together. Sometimes it
You
works.
don't like it?
There's
I
some
think
songs
I guess
I
that's a
can't.
valid opinion. Yeah.
There's some
It's
songs
so
I can't
cool.
vibe with, but for the most part, it just makes me like kind
No,
of hurt
I
inside.
agree with the hip hop thing, but I just don't think Morgan Wallen's hip hop. I think he has maybe one or two that are hip hop.
Okay.
but,
I
like,
think a
Here's
lot of his
here's
music
my
is hip
here's
hop.
my opinion on
I
it. So
disagree with
a bunch
that.
of people I feel like in
Take it out,
general say it like one of the reasons they don't like Morgan Wallen is because of the fact that he's like almost become too mainstream, and they feel like his country isn't even real country. Like some
Yeah.
people, I literally see people who argue like, oh, Morgan Wallen. I'm like, oh, what do you? They're like, what do you listen to? I'm like, oh, country, and they're like, what artist? I'm like, Morgan Wallen. They're like, he's not even country. No, I completely disagree, and here's the reason why. Because I think the reason why people hate on Morgan Wallen for not being country is because of how mainstream he has become. He is one of the artists this year that have basically taken country and made it more mainstream. I mean, Morgan Wallen is
Yeah.
one of the reasons country has become more mainstream in just even when you put on 99.1 The Mix. I mean, just like stations that normally just play pop music, you're
Yeah.
hearing Morgan Wallen.
That is true.
Yeah.
So people,
But-
are complaining like, oh, it's not country because it's on pop radio.
I will say though, so I think people mean real country and then like pop country, radio country.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that is obviously different, but I would argue that some of Morgan Wallen's songs in his new album, even some of my favorite songs in that album, are very
Yeah,
country, and
yeah.
you hear them on the radio, so instantly people are like, oh no, it doesn't count, it's not country anymore.
Yeah.
It's still
'Cause
country.
real like hard country fans
Yeah.
would be like probably a lot of their favorite country artists aren't mainstream, and so
Yes.
when
Right.
it becomes mainstream, they're like, oh, this is not.
Yeah, they
country.
almost start hating on him because of his success. Like, I feel like there's a lot of like deep country fans that are like, you know, super country, and they like almost start to hate on Morgan Wallen because of how big he's become.
I will say.
Do you not agree with that?
I think there's just like there's a lot of like mainstream country artists that country people like.
Yes,
Like,
I agree.
That Morgan Wallen's just like an exception, and I don't think it's just because he's mainstream. that
Okay.
that's
I
why
think
people hate him.
I think his music can be a little bit generic,
Yeah.
and it can
okay.
be the same can be said about Drake.
Yeah.
Some of the music is just
Drake's
kind
a
of
goofy goober, dude.
he's a goofy goober.
Anita Maxine.
I've been thinking about that the entire week. But I think why a lot of people hate on them, whether it's deserved or not, is because it can be a little overplayed.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I will admit, I listened to that album so much for like the first 2 months it came out. I only have 1 or 2 songs now from that like album on my playlist,
Sure.
and they just come up every once in a while. And I'm gonna be honest, I tend to skip them sometimes just because of how much I listen to that album
Sure.
initially.
Yeah.
That's just for me personally.
Okay, yeah, that
But
makes sense.
I mean, I think obviously overall Morgan Wallen has a crazy fan base, especially now
Oh,
with
yeah.
with the fact that he did become mainstream. I just still feel like the point that I feel like I even know some country fans. I have a neighbor who's a huge country fan, and I feel like when I like I'm like, oh, I listen to Morgan Wallen, she's more like, yeah, that doesn't really count. And I'm like, I feel like it does, but maybe not quite to the extent you think country.
different
It's just
genre
a
of
different
country.
genre of country,
Yeah.
but
Like-
it's still country.
Kid Leroy is considered rap, but it's different than
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's
NLE
more like-
Chopper rap. Like,
yes,
it's,
correct. It's
So I'd say it's honestly just a different like
It's a subgenre of
yeah.
the broader country
Yeah.
genre.
So if you don't like Morgan Wallen, what do you think of like Florida Georgia Line? Because I feel like they're kind of hick hop or whatever.
Yeah, my opinion on Morgan Wallen is the same for most radio country.
Okay.
So, and I was exposed to a lot of radio country this summer, and
I was gonna say because you lived with someone who's very into radio country.
yeah,
So.
and it made me dislike country even more.
Bro,
although I was put on to Zach Bryan and other country artists that I do listen to that I find very good.
Okay.
But it's just more alternative, I guess.
Okay.
But it's still country. But maybe I just need to be put onto better country or radio country artists.
Red Clay Strays. Red Clay
Okay.
Strays.
Or if you need to, or maybe you just need to go deeper into that category.
Maybe
I feel like
I think I might have to give it a better chance. But from what I've heard, not the biggest fan.
okay, that's fair. For me, I feel like something that I feel about that is like, for me, Off the Dome, which is kind of crazy to say because like I feel like at this age, especially like being a guy, like you're kind of almost like it's crazy if you don't. But for me personally, I don't like rap that much. I know it's a crazy take, but I don't like rap that much. That's just me personally.
Fair.
But I will admit there are certain rap artists that I'll hear a song of them, of like theirs, that's more like, it is rap, it's still rap, but it's just a little bit less rap-y, if you know what I mean.
Just-
and,
yeah.
and it's just like a little bit different vibe. And I still really like it. And I feel like for me, when it's like I'm going into different genres that I normally don't listen to, it's all about finding a mix of that genre
Yeah.
and then the genre I normally listen to that gives me a song I like. And then I can get deeper into that genre, into actual songs that,
That
are
makes
like,
sense.
oh, this is a rap song. So like, there's songs in between two genres that I like,
Yeah.
and those are the songs I go for
That's
before I
valid.
fully jump into a new genre.
That's
At least
valid.
that's-
No, but like you need like that bridge song, like to get you like,
Yeah.
and you slowly work your
Yeah,
way.
bridge
Like
is a
the-
better
the gate-
word nowadays.
yeah, that's a way better word than what
Yeah.
I use.
No, I 100% agree. I probably do the same thing.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I think to like kind of finish up this episode, instead of doing that 30-second game, I think we push that off to next episode. But we go through again and we say what we wish our top artists of Spotify were, and like if we could,
Ooh,
if we
that's
could
actually
change
good.
it,
I like that.
if we
I
could
like
change
that.
our top songs and our top artists, who would be? So we'll start back from the top. Liam, honestly, I'm pretty sure you're pretty confident with what yours are. But if you could change it, what
Okay,
would
so you can't pick the one you have. You gotta pick.
Yes,
something
you
different.
gotta pick something different. If you had to change your top three, what would your top three be? I mean, you could still use some of the same ones, but just in a different order at least.
Okay, so I'm gonna exclude Kanye and Kendrick just because they've been in my top 3 for the past 3 years.
Okay, that's valid.
So, can I look at my phone real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So what I wish my top 3 was these are all artists that I listened to quite a bit this year. Some of them did not make it. So JPEG Mafia is number 1.
Okay.
We have Stevie Wonder number 2. I listen to a lot of Stevie Wonder. Just makes me feel really good.
Okay.
Very happy music. Like
That was an odd way to put it, but I respect it.
No, it was
Can I
fine.
just chime in here on one thing, and I know this is going to be super controversial, and this might be our next peak comment video, but Stevie Wonder is not good.
Oh,
what? Okay.
Don't
I
hit me.
disagree.
Don't hit me. Don't hit me. Stop.
Hey,
Dude,
hey, it's for the reals.
Okay, he
way.
deserved that. He said Stevie Wonder is not good. He is wrong.
Call him back.
After he got
People say there's no wrong opinions. That was a wrong opinion.
yeah.
Also, didn't he?
Also, the Zach Bryan.
He also
Was
said
a
Daft.
horrible, yeah.
Oh my god.
No, it's just getting hated on.
Okay, what do you expect when you say Zach Bryan's trash and Stevie Wonder's trash?
Well, Matthew, you missed it on the way
I'm
that
just
comes from the
voicing my
voice shift.
honest
He called
opinion.
Daft Punk bad too.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
He said
man.
Okay,
And then my
Just like the Marvel.
stop.
Just like
I'm editing this.
You missed it.
And then my third album or my third artist would be Black Country New Road, which is a post-rock group that I've been listening to quite a bit. And my top album, you guys have probably never heard of, and it might be a bit of a strange name, but Scaring the Hose by JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown.
I love that album.
It's
I
an
love that
amazing album.
Put that on YouTube.
It is such a fun, crazy,
demonetization?
stupid record. And
Wait, who's it by?
JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown.
Oh, you said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Said that 3
Nah,
seconds
if we
ago.
wanna get- it's fine. Continue.
What are you guys arguing about?
I mean, all I've been listening. Oh, for me, I'm gonna pick an album. I'm gonna say "The Moment of Truth" by Red Clay Strays. That's their album. They don't have a ton of music right now. They're pretty new, and obviously I just started listening.
Is it
recently.
one person or is it a band?
No, it's a band.
Okay.
They have one listener. It's a Matthew.
Stop!
No, yeah, I don't know. It would probably be, it'll probably be my SoundCloud playback.
Okay.
This coming year, whatever.
If you had, so now if you had to pick top 3 artists that like you would say weren't on there initially, what would you say?
I'm probably gonna go with Drake, Lil Uzi Vert, and Juice
Cole.
WRLD. Juice WRLD.
Okay.
Okay. Good list.
So for me, obviously, I mean, maybe this is cheating, but honestly, if I had to choose, I would have put Thomas Rhett over Morgan Wallen as my
Okay.
number 1, just because I feel like, for me, I saw Thomas Rhett this year. He was awesome in concert. So that would probably be one of my top ones. Like, artist-wise, if I could choose for, like, one artist of the year, I'd pick him. But then also, other random stuff. So I saw... I get to go to the Pfizer Forum a lot just because I know somebody who has like a box suite or whatever. So I get to go up there a bunch. So I got to see the Jonas Brothers this year in concert, and they put on a really good show. I was surprised at how many songs I knew that they I knew that they listened to. Like I kind of grew up watching the. Didn't they have a Disney
You knew
show?
that they listened
Yeah, Camp Rock, the two movies.
Yeah. So
Well,
they
they
had
Camp Rock, and then they also had their own show.
Yeah, so the Jonas
Oh.
Brothers had like their own show, and they were on Camp Rock. So I remember watching those when I was younger. So when I went, when I found out I was going to the Jonas Brothers, I started listening to the Jonas Brothers a lot more.
Sure.
Again, and I had listened to them in the past, but like especially this year, I started listening to them a lot because of the fact that I was going to see them. And they did release a new album this year called The Album. So if I had to pick one album this year, that would probably be it for me because they did release a new album and I went to see them live. The album by the Jonas Brothers was really good. I really like it. It was also super different because they're normally, when you think Jonas Brothers, like very like pop, radio hit, that sort of vibe. But this newest album was actually, I might get this messed up, but it was actually based off I think it was the 60s. So I think they took, look it up for me, somebody. Look it up, Jack, for me.
I don't know what you said. I
Just
don't know.
look up, look up what.
He's not Jamie on Joe Rogan.
Look up,
Yeah.
look up
References from the late 1970s pop.
70s. It was 70s,
Okay.
my fault. So that
Grooves
album.
of Stevie Wonder,
Yeah.
Earth, Wind and Fire, the
Yeah.
Doobie Brothers, and the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
With the brothers stating that they took inspiration from
Okay.
Oasis, Wonderful, and Paul McCartney's "Hey Jude" for providing.
Yeah, so a lot of their music in this album, you should go listen to something. It's not like normal when you think Jonas Brothers. It was not poppy. It was 70s. Yeah, it wasn't very much like that. It was a lot more.
We just
70s.
acapella it right now.
And it was super good. So I like that album, and I would say those are kind of like some of my artists that I would put up top this year.
Cool.
Wait, Noah's
no.
Noah, do you want to go? If you could pick one person from this year to be like your top album and like some of your top artists.
Be careful what you say.
Yeah.
Honestly, like what I said before, I kind of like them. It was my top 2, so AJR would be 1, and then Connor Price would be number 2.
You gotta.
And then my third artist, probably One Republic or Imagine Dragons.
Okay.
Like, they're just kind of split halfway. My favorite album this year was definitely the new AJR album that was released in November.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Matthew.
Let's so
He'll
patient.
get,
So
he'll get
patient.
you for it. Yeah.
Then
Get him in the
my
Instagram
favorite song
comments.
was from that album, called Better Show by AJR. That's
Drop all of your hate.
Please put all of it on Noah.
It's gonna be so funny when we like post this episode and we think like, oh, I bet you like Liam and Jack had the best takes, and then we just post an Instagram reel and they just get flamed. That's gonna make me laugh. Okay.
If that happened, that'd be great.
Okay, but
Yeah, sure. I'll take
I
all of
hope
it.
people comment on this post about me saying mine, and they're like, Noah is so right.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Only 12-year-olds would agree with that. Like,
All right, continue on, Gavin. What do you
Honestly,
think?
mine wasn't that, except for Pitbull. Like, Pitbull just, get Pitbull out of there. But, like, I've never been much into rap. I'd say probably, like, I like Coldplay, One Republic, and One Direction.
Okay, One
And I know-
Direction is crazy.
One Direction.
no, One Direction is valid.
Thank you.
I know.
I get a lot
agree
of
with
comments.
that.
I'm like, oh my gosh, you listen to
Well, no,
white
it's
girls.
not. They're not bad. It's just like,
Like,
they
okay.
haven't. They're not a band.
It's like a guilty
So?
pleasure.
But they're good. They have
Their
good
music
music.
still exists.
No,
Yeah, exactly.
they didn't take down their music and bring it with them.
It's not like
Oh, you listen
you
to
can't.
the Beatles? Well, they're all dead.
Wait, Michael Jackson?
That doesn't count.
No, I'm just saying it's funny because it's like their music.
Wait,
has been
you liked
popular.
Babe Ruth? How?
Dude, he's dead. Is he dead?
Yes.
No.
What are you on?
I don't watch. I don't know nothing about baseball.
Watch Babe Ruth.
I don't know nothing about. Baseball.
But yeah, those would be my top 3.
Okay. Honestly, white girl music hits.
No, it does.
It does.
So I'm not capping. That's what
All
it
right,
is.
Gavin, what's your favorite album? Would you think from the last year?
Honestly, if I'm going with Coldplay, I'd have to say X and Y. Like, I love a lot of their music, but X and Y just had like the cream of the crop, you know?
Okay, those
Yeah.
bangers. All
That's
right.
very
Where
fair.
to steal that from the Instagram comments?
What?
Wow.
Steal it from what Instagram
No,
comment?
we were reading through them before this, and one was like saying that like the fact that you guys think Marvel is like the cream of the crop.
When?
We were reading
I
through
didn't-
them. You took that expression from the Instagram.
Okay,
comments.
that's a
Way to be
very
original,
well
bud.
like
my
used
God.
expression.
But that was a well-used expression.
I think that's like, yeah, that's like saying.
It's
like,
creme, but okay.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I remember actually reading that comment now because he put like an accent on the E, and I was like, no way, bro took time out of his day to go find the accent E. Like, bro, there's no way he like held
Okay.
down on the E on the keyboard to like write a hate comment.
That's crazy.
My bad. I guess we don't say anything that's put in comments anymore.
Apparently.
So if it's put in the comment section, we can never say it again.
All right,
Yeah,
Jack.
Put all the okay. Never mind. Okay, my 3 artists for the year. I'm gonna go the same route as Liam. Take out Kanye and Kendrick. They're my number 1 and number 2 all time. So I'm not gonna mention them. Probably number 1. I'm gonna put. They were number 6. Fell just shy. I'm gonna put Outkast. Love all their music.
Okay.
Older band, obviously. They're not together
Oh,
anymore,
Outkast
so
is
they're not
really-
putting out.
Doesn't
Wait,
count.
no, it doesn't count. They're not together. They're not
That's
together.
not what. Oh my gosh, bro. Say what it's. Okay, whatever.
Hate in the comments.
Or hate on the show.
No.
Continue.
And then probably number 2, Tyler the Creator. He was
Valid.
number 5, I think, this year, or no, number 6 or 7. I don't know. And then number 3, I'll probably go Baby Keem.
Okay.
Love a lot of his music.
valid.
Alright.
Valid.
You guys ought to get a
We'll
room.
take
Okay, the country music's okay. Country music's okay. Top album, probably Lil Yachty's new one. Let's start here.
Okay.
It was a surprise. Normally he's putting out more rap. He's putting out like the same thing as always. But this was a more like a psychedelic rock album.
pop
Yeah.
album.
Rock
It was
album.
probably okay. Wait, listen. It was probably the best rap to rock record of all time.
Oh yeah.
You know,
All
people
time.
have tried. Kid Cudi tried. Lil Wayne tried. Failed miserably. Lil Yachty came out with a record. Did it great. I loved it.
Absolutely
So
amazing.
valid opinion.
Okay. Okay. Well, guys, thank you for watching this absolutely chaotic episode, number 5 of the Winning Up Podcast. This is gonna take forever to edit.